Hello everybody, Kizilla here. Welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. So in the last episode, we defeated Koga and obtained our 6th gym badge, the Soul Badge, and then we flew back to Pallet Town and surfed south in order to reach Cinnabar Island, where we promptly found out that the gym was locked, and as such we had to go through the Pokemon Mansion. Now we have the secret key, we can actually enter the gym. Yo, champ in the making! The hot-headed Blaine is a fire Pokemon pro! Douse his spirits with water. You better take some burn heals! Burn heal? Really? Boy. Anyways, this gym is also known as the Cool Whiz Gym! You have to take a quiz if you want to see Blaine. Oh boy! You don't have to fight us if you get it right. Oh, you just say the same thing. That's right, we have to, Now, admittedly, if we just wanted to fight Blaine, I'd just go for the right answers. However, if you want to just fight Blaine, do the opposite of my answers. Get it right, and the door opens to the next room. Get it wrong, you face the trainer blocking the way. If you want to conserve your Pokemon for the gym leader, then get it right. Here we go! Caterpie evolves into Butterfree. No! Sorry, bad call. Hey, I was a thief, but I became straight as a trainer. So, Caterpie does evolve into Butterfree as its final evolution. Admittedly, that one can be a bit tricky, because if you're thinking about direct evolutions, then yeah, Caterpie evolves into Metapod, which isn't Butterfree, but Metapod evolves into Butterfree. I also did do some training off-screen, just so that way, we have some more levels, especially because we should be in a good position level-wise for the rest of the game. Hopefully. But yeah, Nessie is going to be our MVP for this entire gym. At least until she runs out of Surf PP. Which should not be too soon. Now, I will say this. Blaine is actually one of the few gym leaders that is notably harder in Yellow compared to Red and Blue. You know how hot Pokemon Fire Breath can get? No. Should I? Anyways, you will see this gym use all of Gen 1's fire types. Kind of ironic considering there aren't many to begin with, but it's whatever. Also, in case anybody is curious, there will absolutely be changes when we inevitably have to revisit regions. But, for instance, well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but when we get to Fire Red and Leaf Green, I don't think it's gonna be the usual Fire Red and Leaf Green. So if I personally consider a remake to be enough of a different game that we don't have to do that, then I'll just play the remake like normal. But personally, I like a challenge. Think you can do it? Well, let's see. Which one? Pokemon Quiz! Test your skill. There are 9 certified Pokemon League badges? Yes. Sorry, bad call. There are only 8 of them. Though if you're going by the anime, apparently there can be like... I don't know, Gary got like... How many did he get? Not like 8 other No, I think he had like 10 badges when he showed up to the Viridian gym in the anime. Which is kind of funny, but like... That's not the case for the games. But yeah, I'm just doing this to get extra XP and cash. Especially cash. But XP is always nice. I will say this, I don't like the fact that there aren't a lot of, what's the word I'm thinking of? There's not a lot of, I can't really think about it, but yeah, just playing through Gen 1, this has just not been... Like, I'm glad that Gen 1 laid the foundations and that they are the most important, but they are very much not the best, and personally, I don't like Kanto as a region. Especially because, in my opinion, Kanto gets way too much spotlight. Like, yeah, we get it, it's the original region. It's where the original 151 Pokémon come from. But Kanto gets remakes more often than any other generation. Keep in mind, Gens 1 through, like, 4 are considered to be the most popular. I'm pretty sure Gens 1 through 3? Like, if you want to be generous, 1 through 5, but 1 through 3 are definitely, like, what people typically got into. I personally joined with Gen 4, and I love those games to death. That doesn't exactly mean that I'm going to be, willing to let their flaws go. This one's tricky, is it? Alright, Polybag evolves 3 times? Yes. Sorry, bad call. I just like using fire Pokemon. Honestly, understandable. I like them too. But yeah, in my opinion, Kanto just gets so much overexposure that at this point, I half expect for the Pokemon company to just be like, every generation, we're going to have a game that involves Kanto somehow, and it's just... I'm tired of Kanto, alright? So I'm not going to play the Let's Go games on the channel. I'm really just not. Are Thunder moves effective against ground element type Pokemon? Yes. The real answer to the past 3 questions was no. I know why Blaine became a trainer. That tells us nothing, sir. But yeah, it doesn't help that Kanto is really just boring after a while. Like, we've seen the region enough times that unless they do some serious innovations... Like, let me explain. The first 4 generations straight, Kanto was playable in some fashion. Gen 1 is where Kanto debuted. Obviously, it's going to be the only playable region. Gen 2, Kanto is the post-game of Gold, Silver, and Crystal. In Gen 3, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are remakes of the Gen 1 games. Pokemon of the same... I didn't read the question, shoot. I've been to many gyms, but this is my favorite. And then, in Gen 4, we got Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which are remakes of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, which obviously includes Kanto as the post-game. 4 generations straight where Kanto is playable in some capacity. Gen 5 notably didn't have Kanto. Gen 6 didn't. Same with Gen 7. And then Gen 8, we got the Let's Go games. And now, in Gen 9, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch. In case it wasn't obvious, Kanto is the most pushed region ever, and I really don't like it. It doesn't help that when you take a look at, like, fan-made stuff, like, oh, maybe you want to do a ROM hack or something. Most of them are either for Emerald, which I can understand, or Fire Red, and it's just, why? M28 contains Tombstone. No, but I'm gonna answer yes for the fight. Fire is weak against H2O. That just means water. But, yeah. I'm tired of Kanto. I mean, for crying out loud, you don't see Hoenn getting pushed nearly as much by the Pokemon Company. I also do want to mention that I do kind of have some gripes against ROM hacks regarding Gen 3 in particular, because most of them don't innovate. Like, sure, you've got all the new regions and fake mod stuff, and those I genuinely do like. But then you have the enhancement hacks by anyone who isn't named Drayano, and they don't touch the story at all. All they do is just add in new Pokemon and new features and stuff like that, and it's just... Hi, Blaine. Let's just get this out of the way. Hi! I am Blaine! I'm the leader of Cinnabar Gym! My fiery Pokemon will incinerate all challengers! Ha! You better have Burn Heal! So, Blaine is a gym leader that actually has a different amount of Pokemon based on the version. If you're playing Red and Blue, he's gonna have 4 Pokemon. A Growlithe, a level 40 Ponyta, 42 Growlithe, 42 Rapidash, and 47 Arcanine. In Yellow, however, he only has 3 Pokemon, a level 48 Ninetales, level 50 Rapidash, and a level 54 Arcanine. Obviously, water moves are going to help out a lot. However, Arcanine is typically considered to be the best fire type in this generation, and for a good reason. It is fast, and it is strong. Rapidash, while also being fast, doesn't really have much else to it. If you don't want to use any water types, you can use rock types, such as, well, Aerodactyl and Golem. But if you teach a Pokemon Earthquake, or Rock Slide, you can easily defeat Blaine and all the trainers in here, even if your Pokemon are lower level. Fire Blast, ooh. Scary. Holy, that was a crit! And of course we're burned. That doesn't matter though, because Surf is a special move! I have burnt out! You've earned the Volcano Badge! Ha! The Volcano Badge heightens special abilities of your Pokemon. Here, you can have this too. We have received TM38. TM38 contains Fire Blast. Teach it to Fire-type Pokemon. Charmeleon or Ponytail would be good bets. For the record, Fire Blast is the strongest fire move in Gen 1. However, it makes up for its power with not having the best accuracy. Still, it is a monster of a move. And it does easily outclass Flamethrower. Now, before we actually continue onwards, I do want to talk about the Seafoam Islands and the power plant. Firstly, let's talk about the power plant, because that's likely where most people are probably screaming in the comments for me to go to. The power plant I'm not visiting, but if you do go there, you will be able to encounter the legendary Pokemon Zapdos. As well as get TM25, Thunder. It's also the only place you can find Electabuzz. If you want to get there, you need to fly to Viridian City, then get to the river part of Route 29. There you can finally use Surf now. And when you go inside the power plant, you will be able to... Well, should you go through the entire thing, because yes, it is a mini dungeon, you will find Zapdos at the end. Zapdos... It is a strong Pokémon. In fact, it's probably the strongest flying-type Pokémon in the game. Definitely the strongest of the legendary birds in terms of moves. But it's still not the best. Well, actually, no, it is the best, especially because it's a legendary Pokémon. What I'm trying to get at, though, is that if you're looking at pure base stat totals, it is outclassed by Moltres and Dragonite, and, well, of course, Mewtwo. It is worth mentioning that due to being a legendary Pokemon, Zapdos is going to be incredibly hard to catch. It's also worth mentioning that all three of the legendary birds learn a new move at level 51. Zapdos is one of the few Pokemon that can learn Thunder via level up, learning it at level 51, and he also learns Drill Peck. However, he's still not the best. If we take a look at the Seafoam Islands and go through that dungeon, if you're curious, the Seafoam Islands are... Let me bring up the town map. So, the Seafoam Islands are here to the east of Cinnabar Island. The thing is that that is an Ice-type dungeon. It's where you can find Pokemon like Seal and Dugong. And at the bottom of it, you'll be able to find Articuno. This is the one game where Articuno is legitimately good. In spite of the Ice typing, simply because... like, it's legitimately strong and it learns Blizzard at level 51. Especially because you don't have to worry about Special. And while I would ordinarily save what I'm about to say for the next episode where we go through Victory Road, because we are not doing that in this episode, I'm just gonna talk about Moltres now. Because unfortunately, Moltres is the worst of the legendary birds, and through no fault of its own. First of all, it's got really good stats. In fact, it's better than Zapdos and Articuno. However, Moltres doesn't actually learn any Fire-type moves via level up. In fact, and I hate to say this, but Moltres is easily the worst of the birds, simply because the only Fire-type move it gets through level up is Fire Spin, and the only stab move it gets through level up is Sky Attack. And while you can teach it Fire Blast via TM, and Fly via HM, the fact that you have to do that... what makes it worse is that, so it comes at level 50 knowing Peck and Fire Spin. At level 51, they gave it Leer. Leer! A move that you have long since moved past using, and they gave it that for its level up move. Gen 2 does it so much justice in the move department, it is insane. Now, in case this is your first time watching a Pokemon Let's Play and you've gotten to this point, you might be wondering, why exactly are we back in Viridian City? Well, you want to know about the two kinds of... no. The reason why we're back in Viridian City is because the gym has reopened. Okay. Viridian Forest, yada yada yada. No. Oh, I'm not good enough for you. Dude, I just don't want to watch a tutorial again. Viridian Gym's leader has returned. What? Oh, Viridian Gym's leader has returned. Okay. I'm sorry. Anyways, Shadow's actually gonna be usable again here. Why? Yo, champ in the making! Even I don't know Viridian leader's identity. To be the toughest of all the gym leaders. I heard that the trainers here like ground-type Pokémon. While they do like ground types, oh, those seem familiar. Unfortunately familiar, as a matter of fact. I must be running out of steam by now. I just entered the gym, sir. Bull trainer wants to fight. For the record, this gym is what it is. It's nothing special. Don't worry too much about it, at least trainer-wise. But in the sequel, so in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, as well as Rock Gold and Soul Silver, it's not a ground gym, it's kind of just more like a general competitive gym. Shadow absolutely needs some victories. She needs some. I ran out of gas! I'm working myself into a rage! Why? Why are you so angry, sir? Jeez. Yeah, you can tell that I'm kind of just running out of steam for, Yellow at this point. I cannot wait until we get into further generations where we can actually just experience more. And again, like, I have no qualms with Gen 1. It's just... coming back to this after all the quality of life we've had, I legitimately cannot like these games. And I would like to, but again... so many quality of life changes in the future. Also, if you're curious why I'm just using Drill Peck, hey, it's Shadow's strongest move. Of course I'm gonna use it. You are in perfect harmony! Thank you. What is this? A revive? Why is there just a random revive? I don't get it, what? You're truly talented when with style. Anyways, we're not really going to be fighting everybody in this gym as much as we probably should for extra experience, because at this point you shouldn't really worry about levels for the rest of the game. Oh no, horn attack, whatever will I do? Yeah, I just wanted Tato to get some wins. Also, it's worth mentioning that if you did catch Articuno, you can just use that to sweep the gym, but otherwise... oh, seeing as that Pokemon kind of just comes a bit too late for my taste, I lost my grip! Oh, you're gonna do this, aren't you? I'm the party king! Your fate rests with me! I thought I'd be able to easily get to the gym leader this way. Oh boy, oh no, what will I ever do? This is truly such a shame. Not. Alright, Teto, you go, girl. I guess we are gonna have to fight everybody in this gym. Oh well. It's also worth mentioning that when we inevitably get to Gen 2, I'm not going to be doing the Kanto post-game because I can't really call it much of a post-game. The reason why is because when we get to Gen 2, the Kanto region's trainers and wild Pokemon levels haven't actually changed since Gen 1. Like they are all the same that you would expect, which it would make sense if you were going through it like through the Kanto region first, but you just went through the entire Johto region and beat the Elite Four, and your reward is basically a glorified boss rush. Heart Gold and Soul Silver will see this fixed. So I personally have a few ideas as to what I will do in that generation. Alright, I have to go around this guy. So. Let's head over this way. Your Pokemon will cower at the crack of my whip. No, they won't, sir. No, they won't. Yeah, it should be telling that the fact that Teto can just brute force his gym kind of says a lot about how much stronger we've become. Compared to, like, our first gym where we just narrowly won. Like, our first two gyms, oh no, our first gym we barely won. We lost to our first rival, and now we're just doing all of this. Youch! Whiplash! But yeah, like I was saying, just remakes in general, I have my own ideas for how I'm going to do them. Black Belt wants to fight. Black Belt sent out Machoke. And that's it. No other Pokemon. Do note that I am also going to be including Black 2 and White 2 in the remake category, even though they're explicitly sequels. And it's going to be the same thing with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, again, if I consider the game to be different enough, then I will... Viridian Gym was closed for a long time, but now our leader is back. Like, if I feel like it, I may consider Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and possibly, Black 2 and White 2 different enough to just play them normally. But I'll figure that out when the time comes. Anyways, Nidorino and Nidoking, I'm not exactly... We're still running moves like Double Kick. That should tell you everything you need to know. Alright, Teto is level 53. I was beaten? Alright. So, the leader's team is ground type. Except for perhaps one Pokémon. So I am going to throw Yeah, you know what? I'll throw a Psycho up front. So now we can actually get past this trainer. You. This is my hideout. I planned to resurrect Team Rocket here. But you have caught me again. So be it. This time, I'm not holding back. Once more, you shall face Giovanni, the greatest trainer. Giovanni will have 5 Pokemon no matter the version. In Red and Blue, he will have a level 42 Dugtrio, 45 Rhyhorn, 44 Nidoqueen, 45 Nidoking, and a level 50 Rhydon. Here in Yellow, however, he's got a level 50 Dugtrio, 53 Persian, 53 Nidoqueen, 55 Nidoking, and 55 Rhydon. Guess it wasn't obvious. These guys are notably the strongest gym Pokemon. Do note, however, that you are going to want to bring your absolute best, at least for Gen 1. If you have water for the other 4, you will be fine. Persian might be the only... Did it just get 5? Oh, so when I do multi-hit moves, I can't get 5, but when the AI does it... Oh my god. Anyways, we just need to... Well, we just need to beat up all of the Pokemon here. For the record, Rhydon has horrible special, so that's why Psycho is up front. And why I'm just letting him absolutely sweep the entirety of Giovanni's team. Man's gonna have Alakazam PTSD. Oh. I forgot, Rhydon can learn Horn Drill, and I'm pretty sure he may also be running Fisher. Not sure. Oh well, that's our victory. Ah! That was a truly intense fight. You have won. As proof, here's the Earth Badge. And we got, like, 5.5k, let's go. The Earth Badge makes Pokemon of any level obey. There's evidence of your mastery as a Pokemon trainer. With it, you can enter the Pokemon League. It is my gift for your Pokemon League challenge. TM27. TM27 is Fisher. It will take out Pokemon with just 1 hit. Made it when I ran the gym here, too long ago. Having lost, I cannot face my underlings. Team Rocket is finished forever. I will dedicate my life to the study of Pokemon. Let us meet again someday. Farewell. Well, that's the end of that. There's only 1 Pokemon in our team that's going to be learning Fisher. And with that, it's time for us to finally make our way over. Well, not really. We need to go heal up first. But after that... well... I guess I'll see all of you in the next episode. So, until then, goodbye.